I'll be taking their formal resignation after the gathering. Please be seated. So, good afternoon. Welcome back, Shawnigan. I was in here. We intentionally put in a slow start for you, recognizing that 30% of you come from countries beyond Canada and another 20% from other provinces, and we're building that in. Just really a gentle start for you, and that's whilst you were having a relaxed time, we were in here having a whole staff meeting. But I've salvaged a few of the slides I spoke to this morning with the staff in here, not just the education staff, but the administrative and ops, and I'm just going to scoot through a few of them to give you a little insight. I always start with the Indigenous Stag as recognition of the people in the place on whose land our school is, and some of you will also know that it's also the year of the rabbit this year, so look forward to 2023. I always like to review a little bit of what happened at the end of last term. This is part of the community spirit of the Nativity play. We also, many of you will be unaware, opened up the arena and had a Santa's Grotto. Some of you will know Mr. McMullen, the head of IT, who played Santa for us, given that his beard was absolutely perfect for the occasion. The Rev is coming back out of retirement next year to be Santa Claus. But just part of what we put on in December to lift our spirits towards the end of term. Christmas dinner, this was absolutely fantastic, and I appreciated how you thanked Mr. Setso and his team. They do a terrific job for our whole community there. Of course, there was the absurdity of Shawnigan actually as well. The carol service was a magical evening in here, thanks to the Rev and all the students and staff who contributed to that. We didn't end up with a blazing inferno, which is always a risk of unleashing candles with you lot. Something just to campus, during the course of December, we had a huge amount of snowfall. We had quite a storm that came through as well. But as ever, it's the people behind the scenes, you know, Mr. DeMello, our head gardener, our gardening team up there, our grounds team, have done wonders in getting the campus ready for the beginning of term. If you do see them, thank them. And if you do also see some damage that maybe hasn't been spotted yet, please alert your house director. And for example, the rugby scoreboard, at some point, perhaps not in this storm, but one in early December, also took a bit of a dent at the top. So let us know if there's any damage out there. And we had some sporting events. Well done to Ava, Aidan, and Jonty. They represented BC in a BC Sevens. They were the BC Sevens tournament playing at the World Sevens Championship. And they ended up representing Canada, and they ended up playing teams like the under-18 New Zealand team and the Samoan and the Fiji team out there. They did, I think, heroically competing against that level of competition. I think Ava's team certainly played the New Zealand women's team, and they, in fact, had a player on that team who was also in their World Cup team, 15s team playing. So it gives you a sense of the level they were playing at. Thank you for being fantastic ambassadors, the three of you, for Shawnigan at that Sevens tournament. Let's hear a round of applause for them. Hockey. We had a lot of hockey. There was the Circle K Classic in Calgary, and I believe we came third out of 32 teams, which is an absolutely incredible achievement for our under-18 boys team. And Connor Ryan, first team All-Star and top defenseman in tournament, and Dallas Earl, first team All-Star. So tremendous to the whole of the under-18 team. The under-15 team was playing in a tournament between Christmas and New Year at the Pat Quinn Classic in Vancouver, and they actually won a silver medal. So to all of them, I think, again, applause for their performance. And then more recently, there's been this was played on an outdoor ice rink. This was our under-17 boys team at, I think, Sun Peaks is where it was. And we won the game, but the real main motivation was to raise money with Hockey Fights Cancer. This is Carson Usher. It's something very close to his heart. He's in Coatman's. If he's in here, please stand and take a bow on behalf in front of the whole school, because what an extraordinary achievement to motivate your team, coaches, opposition, and fundraise for $15,000. Are you here? Is he here, DHL? Okay, would DHL just stand and take the bow for him, will you, please? It's individual initiative like this that makes my heart sing as head of Shawnigan. And a Shawnigan first. This is Morgan, who was selected, I think you found out at the end of last term, for the under-18 Canadian women's team. She's currently at the World Championships in Sweden. This is a Shawnigan first in hockey to have a player playing at this level, so this is absolutely outstanding. Yesterday, her team beat Finland 8-0, and as they're going into the third period, they're playing Sweden now, and it is 2-2. And Miss Haggard is probably on her phone under a pew somewhere, monitoring the score. Where are you, Miss Haggard? Yeah, you're finding the whole thing very painful. Thank you. So congratulate her. Please follow her. How long's the tournament going on for, Carly? Okay, so it's an incredibly long tournament. It sounds like cricket, Carly. And basketball, we're back for pre-season thanks to the Coatman's staff who hosted them. I believe in their tournament, the senior boys won 2, lost 1, and well done Luca for being selected as one of the 5 tournament all-stars out of, whatever that says, 13 teams. So great performance, and looks as if you guys are going to have a very good season going forward. But probably most importantly, I want to thank our coaches, the support crews, the kitchen staff, all the people who gave up their family time to support you over the December break. And can those staff in here who did that in any shape or form please stand? Go on, Remy, I can at least see you here. Nige, can we have a round of applause for your coaches? It goes back to that extra mile that every single member of staff goes for you, our students. And of course, our transport team, who are not only supporting those teams, but also have been under the gun in the last couple of days, getting you safely here. If you are feeling that common bond of humanity and you're walking past the transport office in the next day or two, pop in, see Miss Rennie, and just thank her, or if you go past one of the drivers, because they are our finest ambassadors, and they do great service in supporting all of you to get here safely. Other breaking news, we have been donated a brand new Hudson 8-person rowing shell. Well, it's been ordered. Christian, I can see you're incredibly excited by that. And this is from a donor who's a board member. His name, David Shieldrop, is up there as a former chair of the board, probably in his mid to late 50s. He was captain of rowing here. He was a teaching intern and rowing coach, and he went to Harvard to row, and he's given back to the school. There's already a boat from 20 years ago called the Shieldrop Shell, but he wants to replace it with this. So this is great, and I will ask the heads of rowing to write a letter to thank him, and he's here in a couple of weeks' time, and you can also do it in person. So exciting news for the rowing community. You know, I keep using this line, there is more in us than we know, and I asked the staff if they had any news. If there's any student news, please let us know, your house directors, my office, if you'd like us to know it. But we also asked the staff, and I had no idea that Mr. Sterelucan, member of our math department, is a champion biathlete. If you don't know what that is, it's Nordic skiing, and then when your heart's racing from having pumped it out on those Nordic skis, you then stop, have to control your breathing, and then fire a rifle at a target. And if you miss it, you get extra penalties on how much you have to do. And he went to one before Christmas. I'm not sure if he's in the veterans category or not, but he won it. And he has very kindly offered on Friday for grade 9s who are interested for our Beyond the Gates experience to take you up to Mount Washington to have a go, and he'll teach you how to Nordic ski and shoot. And if any of you are thinking, damn, I wish I was in grade 9, I'm sure Mr. Mays, Mr. Loisel, and Mr. Sterelucum will offer it at another point. Not in ski week, because he's racing during ski week. So, Mr. Sterelucum, wherever you are, there is more in us than we know, and it was a great thing to find out about your personal skills. So let's give him a round of applause. Four new students arriving today. They're not here, so we can't welcome them because they're doing a math placement test, I've been told. But with Strathcona, Stanton, Lonsdales and Levine, please make them feel welcome, and particularly the older students step forward and really help them have that sense of community and belonging. We also have another impact scholar joining us from Ukraine, Sasha. He's coming tomorrow. He might just be here for 2 terms in his grade 12, or he might choose to do 5 terms here with a grade 11 experience as well. He's actually has the qualifications to carry on to university, but 2 students from West Point Grey in Vancouver, age grade 10 and 11, have taken the initiative, set up a NGO called Thrive Refugee, and they have been supporting refugee students across the world who are talented musicians. So, extraordinary for a couple of 16, 17-year-olds to take this initiative, and they connected with Sasha, who was just about to turn 18 in Ukraine, and if you turn 18 in Ukraine and you're male, you're not allowed to leave the country because you have to be available for conscription if it is needed and if your country calls you in that way. So he's managed to get out of Ukraine. He was in Italy for a bit, staying in an apartment of his music teacher, who's a famous pianist based in Vancouver, and he's going to come and study here for a couple of terms, and we're going to take good care of him. Mr. Bartlett's the advisor. He's in Lonsdales, and he's already said, in my first chapel service, I'd love to play something, being a concert pianist, as a gift back to the community for welcoming me. So we look forward to meeting him, and this again strikes at the heart of who we are and what we are at Shawnigan. New staff, we've got some new administrative assistants you'll meet, but Jen Kozak, are you here joining the languages department? I'm sure I saw you come in, Jen. There she is, up there. There we are, there's Jen, welcome. Spanish expert, Cuban expert, let's give her a round of applause. It is the 50th anniversary of Ski Week coming up, so lots to look forward to as we navigate through January to look forward to that in February. Thanks, Mr. Mays and Ms. Cholak, for all the work you do to set that up. We have something quite exciting tomorrow morning. Mr. Bartlett, are you in here? Yes. Do you want to say something in 10 seconds quickly from there, very loud? Stand up so we can't see you.
Okay. If your teachers are happy for you to come along and be involved, we do have a record-holding percussionist who's coming in to lead a 55-minute session for you to take part in percussion and exploring your individual talent in that area, as well as team talents. That will be in Block E, first thing in the morning. If you are wearing a skirt, you may want to have a pair of shorts underneath that as well, for a bit of modesty. But it's going to be really good positive start to the term. Get your energy levels up. It should be proved to be good fun.
Great, thank you. And it's up to your teachers whether you come, whether they're drilling curriculum at the moment or they want to take you because they feel it would be a great start to the beginning of term.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Location, Old Gym. We'll send out an email tonight.
I'll translate that. Location, Old Gym. There will be an email going out about that. And good luck to the musical staff team and the students. We're all incredibly excited about this. Full support from the school community. And we're going to sing the school hymn, number 1, Do Thee Please Stand in Silence, and we're going to crack out the first hymn. Let's go.
There's a voice in the wilderness.
Please be seated, and over to MCB.
Thank you, Mr. Lemon. Good afternoon, everyone. That's the school hymn. I was going to say we were a bit flat, but I think you picked it up at the end there. Really well done. You can tell a lot about a school by the way they sing together. I've put that in an email to all students and all staff, I think almost every year I've been here. And it really, really is important. Whenever we sing that school hymn, doesn't have to be technically perfect, but it should be enthusiastic, right? Yeah, nods. I love the crackle in the air at the start of term, and it's so good to see all of you. Welcome back. I look forward to catching up with you as the term goes on. A few things from me about how we can channel that energy right from the start, but first, the community and belonging survey. Community and belonging are right central to what we're about at Shawnigan. I hope you'll agree. What I wanted to do was just give a little bit of a preview about some really important work that we are all going to do in our advisor meetings on Wednesday. That's going to be Wednesday after lunch. As you remember, in mid-November, you completed a survey in your advisor groups. It should have been grade 9 to grade 12 students. I know a few of our grade 8s snuck in there. And it was a survey, maybe you remember, it was run by an organization called Lookout Management Incorporated. In the end, 96 schools took part from the US and Canada, and there were over 22,000 students in total who submitted information. We received our school's results in late November, and we created a one-page document that was discussed with the senior leadership team, house directors, heads of departments, our counseling department, school prefects, and after some edits and suggestions were taken on board and discussed, that one-pager with commendations and recommendations, data that we look at and felt really proud of, and data that prompted us to take a good, long, hard look in the mirror and really reevaluate our practices. This document was sent out in the Parent News on December the 9th. Maybe you saw it. So the next step is for that document that I just referenced to be discussed in advisor groups after lunch on Wednesday. Advisors will be given a set of guiding questions to help get the conversations started, and then your feedback from those advisor meetings will help us to put another layer of information in place that we can collect, collate, and use to make our school and your experience and your sense of community and belonging as strong as it possibly can be. So we'll make sure that you are sent that one-page document that I referenced out well in advance of Wednesday. And then it's really important that you have the opportunity to think about some of the big picture ideas that are really foundational to our school community. For example, on the survey, it was clear that our students set high standards for themselves academically, are curious, and are passionate about learning. Yet, only 55% of you believed that you organize your time effectively, and only 52% of you reported that you feel capable of handling the day-to-day academic workload. What can we do to make those percentages go up the next time we have these sorts of questions? What's holding us back from having 100% of you reporting that you have at least one trusted adult that you can talk to at any time? Certainly that, in my mind, that should be the case. Every single one of you should have that trusted adult. It wasn't the case. Almost 1/4 of our school population felt that a quarter of you felt that you have been personally, that you have felt discrimination personally at some point in your school experience. That alone is worthy of a heap of conversation. And finally, how can we help you to understand how vital good sleep hygiene is? What's holding you back from getting the sleep that you need in order for you to be able to charge hard into Shawnigan every single day? Stay tuned for more information leading up to those advisor sessions. Talk about it with your friends, and let's really make the most of that opportunity. Shifting up, like I said, a few reminders. You've heard these before, but I think I couldn't miss this opportunity. Reminders about how we act at Shawnigan. Greet people, recognize people as you're passing them by. Especially important when there's a guest or somebody who is a stranger to our community. Hold doors, don't cut corners, wear your uniform properly. I'm seeing a few quarter zips around. Quarter zips are not classroom dress, folks. Please make sure that you're taking pride in the way that you present yourself in our community. Respect our campus. Obviously, don't litter. Pick up litter. Cell phones, we're probably going to need a bit of a change in terms of the way that you interact with your cell phones. Grade 8 to 11, we shouldn't see them unless you're in a class that requires it. Grade 12s, as you know, respectful use of your cell phones. We never have cell phones in Marion Hall or Chapel, under any circumstances. And then finally, most importantly, at Shawnigan, we look after each other, right? That is so, so important. Do your part, and really, if you're not sure if it's something that maybe is too much for you, talk to a trusted adult. Enjoy the term. Fantastic to see you all.
Thanks, MCB. Very clear. I don't think the opening of our last hymn was really up to scratch. So just, Tricia, just be ready for me to give the signal. We're going to do number 11, Callan Lamb, but I really do mean utter silence. When you've found it, on my hand signal, let us stand in silence, and only when I give the thumbs up to our organist will we start. Otherwise, we're going to have a little bit of yo-yo time. Perfect. Callan Lamb, number 11, take it away. Beautifully sung. Final message from me. Many of you will have read about and read the obituaries of the incredible soccer player Pele, who died a couple of weeks ago. It's been all over the press as probably and arguably the finest soccer player of all time. And I'm going to leave you with a quote, something he said, which I think strikes at the term ahead for us. Pele's message: success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do. So, for the term ahead, more than anything, love what you're doing, love what you're learning to do. Have a fantastic term. Given that the heads of school have deserted me, can they stay behind with the grade 8s to help with the hymn books? And I'm going to allow the staff to go as the organ's playing, and then I will do the job of the heads of school and release people. I won't punish the grade 12s for this, but staff, get ahead of them for class, and we'll swiftly follow with the grade 12s. And Henri, wherever you are. Oh, there you are, Henri. There you are, in disgrace. You're coordinating.